Go ahead, Black Widow. And the cue ball into the 4 deuce corner pocket. Didn't hit it strong enough. Alright guys, welcome back to the vlog. It is 5:10, no limit hold'em time amongst friends, leaving the casino behind. In fact, in this episode, we leave Dan at the casino. He likes to play a little bit higher than 510. And of course, in Canada, you have to play way higher than 510 to play for any actual money. Grace is at the table. That's not true. Grace is here. She's not at the table yet. So in this hand, you see that man fondling the dealer button in my cards. See, I'm eating a brat right now, and I can't be bothered to actually pick up my own cards. So he actually lifts them above my head, and I look at them there, and it's 2 red jacks. So I throw in a $40 wager there from the button when small blind's gonna call it, and then the big blind's gonna call it, and whatever limpers were left, they're gonna call it. And that is something that this game had a lot of action. It was a pretty good game to be in. And we're going to go 4 ways to the flop, and it's not going to come beautiful. It's going to come 3, 4, 5 all clubs. In fact, that's hideous. That is a hideous flop. Just hideous. But here's the thing. I probably still have the best hand. An overpair like this, I'm going to be up against some hands like 7s, 8s, 9s, and they could have clubs in them. I could be up against like an ace 10 hand with an ace of clubs, those kind of things. So I do have to, I have to charge these people something. So I bet $100, and we get almost everybody to fold except for the very first guy. He actually does call the 100, and the turn card's good. It's a 4 spades. Why in the world I decide to check behind here, I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you. River's a deuce, rendering my hand worthless. So I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't try to take it, from me. But a pot's a pot, a win's a win. Moving right along to the very next hand, if you guys are keeping track at home, I am now two brats in. And in this pot, middle position player Uno, he decides to limp. And middle position player number 2, he decides to limp as well. And then some other players fold, and then it's going to get over to the cutoff, and he's going to throw out $60. And then I have 2 queens, and then I have all kind of options available to me, one of which is to raise and the other one is to call. And I don't know this player. He's an older man. He could be tight. He's probably not, but he could be tight. So I elect to just call, which is stupid because then there's going to be a cascade of calls behind me, which is not surprising because, I've been at this table for, at least an orbit, and I've seen how they play, and they do a lot of calling. So this should have definitely been a raise because putting more money in the pot when you have queens is good. But if you know the flop is going to come queen 5, 7, then maybe it's not a bad idea to let everybody in there. So a lot of options here. Not a lot of options, obviously I have to bet, but a lot of things that I could be up against. So like I could be up against 6, 8. I could be up against a queen, even though I block it. I could be up against like a flush draw, obviously. It could also be up against like a pair, like ace 7 with the ace of clubs, that sort of thing. So need to charge these people money. So I bet $150, and everybody folds except for one guy who decides that is exactly the right price. And here comes not the card I want to see. It brings in the front door flush. And then he just fires right into me, and I don't care. Boom, just fires in $300. So give me a good price. I'm getting 3-1 on a call here, and it doesn't really matter what the price is. We all know I ain't folding 3 queens, especially not to just one bet. So I guess I'm thinking about raising. Probably not. I'm probably just like, I don't want to call immediately, so let me just waste a little bit of everybody's time. And that's, I'm sure, exactly what I'm doing. So I cut out the money. I cut out the $300. I throw it in there, and we're hoping just in case we're beat, just go ahead and pair that board. Just in case, pair that board. And no, don't pair the board. And this is going to be a really nitty check back, I think. He checks and I check, and I just, just not sure. I just don't know these guys, and you don't know the guys, it's harder to play against them. And it's a clear bet on the river, and this is one that I really wish I had back. Although after seeing his hand, the queen 10 there, he might not have called the bet anyway. Moving right along to this third hand here of the night. Again, not sequential. And if you're keeping track at home, I am now up to 2 brats and 1 brownie. Very good chocolate brownie with chocolate nuts in it. It's not a chocolate nut. I guess it's like more like a chocolate morsel. But it was still delicious. So this poker hand, this guy to my right, I don't know anything about him, but he only made it 25 to go, and I really can't miss. It's hard to tell, but I doubled up on the first hand of the game. I had pocket threes. It came 9-6-3, and the guy just kind of put all of his chips in the middle, and he had aces, and I won. So I feel like I can't do anything wrong. So I want to see as many flops and turns and rivers as I can, because I just seem to be winning. We go 6 ways to the flop here. It's king, queen, 3. I have all kinds of backdoor stuff. I can make a Broadway straight, and I can make a flush, and I can make trips and quads and 2 pairs, and all. Just the world is available to me. So when this dude bets 50, I don't know that necessarily means anything. I call the 50 to see what transpires on the turn, but here is the one problem with my plan, is that the big blind raises to 175. And that's kind of annoying, because there's no flush draw out there. When there's no flush draw out there and a guy's raising, it means he can't have a combo draw. So, if there was a second club out there, he had, king, queen, 3 with 2 clubs, I could be like, aha, he could have jack 10 of clubs. But here he really can't. So the fact that we're $3,500, $4,000 deep, and I have backdoor stuff, I'm going to make the call. And boy, that seems smart now, because the turn card is a 3 of hearts. Now, I will say this, and I don't have any problem. You guys see me make mistakes all the time. You think I care about putting a mistake on here? He bets $125 on this turn, and I will be completely honest with you, that confused the crap out of me. Now that I know what his hand is, I still don't get it. He bets so small here, and I didn't know if he was trying to bring me along with a king 3, queen 3 type hand, or if he was just kind of blocking. And so what this allowed for him is the pot now is only $800. Instead of betting, a normal amount, like $300 on the turn, the pot is now much smaller than it should be. It's only $800. So he's not going to have to face as large of a river bet as he normally would, unless I overbet the pot. And overbetting the pot is not something I do nearly as often as I should. So he checks. It's on me. It's clear to me that I have the best hand. Although after this hand was over, the player involved in the hand did text me and ask me what would I do if, when I bet 400, if he came back and made it 1,400 to go. And to be honest with you, I don't think I can fold. What does he represent? Because he can't have kings and queens, like pocket kings and pocket queens, because he would have definitely had to raise that pre-flop out of the blind. He wouldn't just call and close the action out of the blind. He would have had to 3-bet. So it's either king 3, queen 3, or he rivered pocket 4s, which seems impossible. So, and I block all the 3. So I don't know. If he raises me $1,000, I'm probably gonna call. And as you can tell, he's deep in the tank here, and he actually thought for 4 minutes. So I had to edit it down quite a bit, because a 4-minute tank is a long time. But eventually he does take 1 chip, a $500 chip, tosses it in the pot, gets the bad news that I have ace 3 of diamonds, and he flips over what you probably expected him to have, king, queen. So there are always 2 sides to a cooler, and this time I happen to be on the right side. So sorry, buddy. You played it well, but I got lucky. Sometimes when I'm winning, oh, by the way, I'm at 2 brats, 1 brownie, and fruit snacks, a whole package. Sometimes when I'm winning, I do stupid stuff, and this is stupid stuff. Like I have 10-7, just throw in the muck, dude. Because 2 people have already called. There's like 2 limpers. So I need to make it like 70 here to have a chance to take it down. And of course, my stupid self doesn't do that. I make it $45 to go begging people to come in the pot with me when I have a terrible hand. The only thing I have going for me is at least I have position on everybody. So I guess I'm not 100% brain dead in this hand, but pretty close. So I got the 10-7. I'm playing a multi-way pot with it for who knows why, and it comes queen, queen, 3. The only good silver lining to this terrible flop is that I have a backdoor flush draw, if I can even see the river. Under the gun checks, and the other guy checks, and Adam Rude should check and get out of here as cheap as possible, but no. He fires $60, and then I get immediately snap raised to 160. This is so stupid. Like, I cost myself $105 for what? Just because I'm bored? It's just so dumb. All right, last hand. Let's get back on the winning track. So I had raised like I don't know 100% of my buttons or something like that. Way too many. You saw the 10-7. And most of the hands in this vlog actually been on my button because that just happened to be where I've been picking up these pots. But here, everybody folds eventually to me. And I'm going to look down at the 9-6 of spades on the button. Now, this hand can make a flush, a straight, and a straight flush. It can also make 2 pair and quads, so I'm going to get involved here. I may get 30, hoping to take down the 15, or, actually, in reality, you want 1 caller, then you want to win on the flop, I think. When you're stealing. But I don't have to worry about it because the flop comes 7, 8, 10. So I have the second nuts here with the backdoor straight flush draw, like I said. And when they check to me, I'm going to fire out something. Got to get some money in the pot. Let's build the pot. So I bet 50. Get immediately called by the guy who had the 2 9s in the first hand. And we go to a turn. Now, that's a perfect turn card. And in my head, I remember saying, red deuce, red deuce, red deuce. And boom, there's the red deuce. I like when a plan comes together. So the small blind checks is $190 in the pot. I want to bet. I want money in the pot. So I bet $125, thinking his most likely holding is he's got like a 9... like 7, 9, 10, like a 9 in there, or he could have like a top pair type hand, like a 10, like a 10 jack, and 10 jack would be real bad now. So it comes check on the river when that 9 comes, and he throws his hand into the bucks. Nice little pot there, not too big, but a great way to end the night. A pretty big winner, if I might say so myself. Enjoy this beautiful walk down the Toronto streets as I end this video. I do want to say a special shout out to the fella who invited us to the game. That was very nice of you. We do appreciate the hospitality that you provided. Again, or not again, but no cash out video here, not even film one, not necessary. I was in for the game for $1,500, and I cashed out of the game for $5,000, and Grace was in the game for $1,500, and she cashed out for $0. So, pretty good night overall, and can't wait to do it again. This is Dan's rain delays. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so good. Oh. I got a little armpit pube on there. Thanks, Dan.
Wash me in the water, cleanse me in the mercy of your love. I need a heavenly touch, 'cause I'll be backsliding. I need a little guiding for my soul. Only heaven knows, 'cause I just need